Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a walkthrough of a couple of Arthurian decks that I have. I love them both, each for their own particular unique style. We're going to be looking at the Arthurian Tarot by Caitlyn and John Matthews, illustrated by Miranda Gray. And we're going to also be looking at Legend, the Arthurian Tarot. And this is the special edition box that I happened to luckily pick up a couple of years ago on eBay. The Legend Arthurian Tarot is difficult to obtain now, and it's going for quite a bit on eBay. So I was very fortunate to pick up this special edition. This is a Llewellyn publication. It's got a nice seal there, an actual seal, not just a picture of a seal. It's got a beautiful Jacobean print type box. And on the front it's got an actual card pasted on here. This is the Tower card. Vortigern's Fortress. So let's see, I want to show you the clasp. It's really a lovely presentation. Wouldn't you like all your tarot boxes to be made like this? Fabulous, just fabulous. Then inside we have another cardboardy box. Here's the back of that, Legend, the Arthurian Tarot. Let's see if I can get that out one-handed. Alrighty. So it's a kind of a half box with the ribbon holding the cards in. And I believe these cards are the same as the other cards in the mass market deck. I think the only thing different is probably the boxing of this special edition. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess. So these are the Arthurian Tarot cards. Now it didn't come with any kind of a book or a little white book or anything, so I bought this larger book separately so I could refer to it. And then I also have, as I told you earlier, this is the Caitlyn and John Matthews Arthurian Tarot, which I love this deck. This comes with a little book. There are more in-depth books that are out there that you can get. I don't happen to have them. So we're going to compare these two Arthurian decks side by side, the cards. I also have on my channel, I have other walkthroughs of the Merlin Tarot. This is an R.J. Stewart deck, and it's also illustrated by Miranda Gray, and her illustrations just really speak to my heart. They're beautiful. Look at this art. Just lovely. So I've done two in-depth walkthroughs of the Merlin Tarot on my channel, and I'll put links in the description box below. One of them is concentrating purely on the major arcana. And this has a sort of a different system than Rider-Waite, so it required a little more in-depth study and in-depth presentation. And then I also did a walkthrough of the Llewellyn Tarot, which of course is not strictly an Arthurian Tarot, but we know that the Arthurian legends are rooted in Welsh mythology, so that's a pretty interesting deck also. And that has beautiful artwork by Anna-Marie Ferguson. She's very talented. So I didn't bring out the deck. I have the book, I have the deck. I don't have a box, I just have my deck in a bag. So if you'd like to look back on my channel for the Llewellyn Tarot walkthrough, you can find that one. That's a very Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. Only the majors are a little bit different, but the minor arcana are very true to Rider-Waite-Smith. So that's a very good deck for a beginning reader. Now the artists for these decks, for the Arthurian Tarot and the Merlin Tarot, the artist is the same, Miranda Gray. I love her art style, and I also love Anna-Marie Ferguson. She is the artist who illustrated the Llewellyn Tarot and also Legend, the Arthurian Tarot. So those are both the artwork from Anna-Marie Ferguson. So slightly different styles depending on what you like. So we're going to look at Arthurian and the Legend Arthurian, two different artists. Alright, so to give you a comparison of the cards, they are exactly the same size. And this is the Arthurian Tarot by Matthews with the green back. It's got a gold Celtic knot design. Reversible if that's important to you. And the Legend deck has a purple, kind of got a cosmic feel. It's got like stars in a purple sky, and it's got a sort of a maze. Both of these decks do have borders. I have not altered the decks in any way. This is sort of a more decorative border on the Legends. Just to give you an overview here, I sort of arranged them. On top we have the Legends deck, and down below we have the Arthurian Tarot by Matthews. So you can see this is more of a gray and blue. This with the white borders, more bright colors, yellows, purples, blues. And then the Legend deck has the suits of swords, spears, cups, and shields. The Arthurian Tarot has also swords, spears, grail instead of cups, and stones. So where other tarot decks would have pentacles or coins, these have shields and these have stones. Alright, so this is not going to be any sort of an in-depth look at the Arthurian legends or mythology. This is just strictly to compare the cards. I just wanted to let you see this so that you could have a feel for the art and the legend that is presented and how one deck compares to the other. So we're just going to do a real quick walkthrough. So this is what would be the Fool. In the Arthurian Tarot it's called the Seeker. And in the Legend Tarot, it's Percival, as he sets out. The Magician card, both have chosen Merlin for the Magician. And I'll just give you a few seconds for each card so you can look at the art and see the detail for yourself. I love the wolf in this card, and I love the double dragon here. That's a very Welsh symbol. Love the stones, love the stream, love the feathers. So two beautiful representations of the same magician. Then for the Priestess, we have the Lady of the Lake in the Arthurian, and in the Legends Tarot it's Nimue. Hope I said that right. I like that this card has the water in the background, whereas this card is forested. That's a little less traditional. Here we have the Empress. This is the Nature Empress in the Arthurian Tarot of Guinevere. They both chose Guinevere. And this Guinevere is more of the Imperial Empress seated on a throne. So if you like the Earth Mother, or if you like the old style Imperial Empress, it's all personal preference. Of course, both decks chose Arthur for the Emperor. And both decks chose Taliesin, or Taliesin, I'm not sure how you say it, for the Hierophant, number 5. And you can see the numbering is the same. It's a Rider-Waite system for both decks. And here we have the Lovers. In the Arthurian, it's the White Hart. And in this deck, it's Gareth and Leonis. Okay, for the Chariot, we have Arthur's ship, Prydwen. And in the Legends deck, we have the more typical rider with the chariot and the two horses, white and dark, the Battle of Mount Badon. Strength. This deck we have Gawain, and this deck, Strength, is Percival's vision. That really has a lot of detail in this card. Let me bring it up a little closer so you can see the dragon back behind there. It's kind of cool. But both of them are great cards. For the Hermit, here we have the Grail Hermit. And here we have a specific person presented as a hermit, Lancelot in exile. Love the symbols back here of things he's been working on. They're both just beautiful. Kind of the dark forest with the gnarly roots here. All right, for Wheel of Fortune, we have the Round Table. In this deck, we've also got a depiction of Stonehenge here. And in the Legend deck, we have Arthur's Dream, which also has the Round Table in it. For Justice, we have Sovereignty. And on this card, we have the Lady of the Lake. Both very powerful cards. I like them both. Actually, I love them both. And I've forgotten what the three different watercolors are here for the red, white, and gray. Let me just read that for you. The red, white, and black liquid betokening the initiation, acclamation, and death of the rightful ruler that lies in her cup. Arthur and all monarchs must acknowledge her, for she alone recognizes the true king. Her ermine is the beast of sovereignty. So that's a little explanation on this card, which I really think it's very cool. I love the flame on her top of her head, on the crown of her head. It's really a cool card. I love them both. What can I say? That's why I have both decks. Okay, for the Hanged Man, we have the Wounded King. Just beautiful. Look at all the detail in that card. And for this Hanged Man in the Legends Tarot, we have Castle Perilous. For Death, we have the Washer at the Ford and the Wild Hunt. Gwyn ab Nuth and the Wild Hunt. Really a cool card. Look at all the action going on there. And the Washer at the Ford. Very cool representation of kind of the Grim Reaper of the Celtic world, I think. Alrighty, next we go for Temperance, or in the Arthurian Tarot, it's the Cauldron. And in the Legends Tarot, it's the Cauldron of Anwen. So 2 cauldron for Temperance. In place of the Devil, we have the Green Knight in the Arthurian Tarot, and we have the Horned One, Cernunnos, in the Legend Tarot. That looks very Yulish to me. I think it's kind of cool. Although I know he's not a friendly figure, but it's kind of a nice picture art-wise. So much details in these Legends cards. The fox, the boar, the stag, the moon and the trees, just really lovely. Okay, for the Tower, look at this powerful card in the Arthurian Tarot. We have the Spiral Tower, and over here we have Vortigern's Fortress. And we've got the red and white dragon. The red dragon represents Wales, and I think the white dragon represents the outsiders So the red dragon is supposed to triumph. And this spiral tower looks like it's got signs of the zodiac here. A white owl who's caught some kind of a rat or mouse there. Here we have the star. So in this deck we've sort of got a looks like a comet in the sky. In the Legends deck we have the fire drake. Also looks probably like it's meant to be some sort of a comet. So those are two lovely representations of the star. Next we have the moon. Here's Morgan Le Fay in the Legends Tarot. And here's just a generic moon in the Arthurian Tarot. I love that fetus in the moon there. We've got a jumping salmon, two towers. Gosh, both of these cards are just awesome. Awesome moon cards. And here we have the sun. Both have a rider on horseback with the sun behind. This is Lou. Instead of Judgment, we've got the Sleeping Lord. I love this because this reminds me of the Celtic view of the world. They used to bury their leaders in the hills and believed that they would be sleeping and would guard the land and would awaken someday. So that's really cool, and it just represents Celtic mythology to me. And for Judgment in the Llewellyn Tarot, we've got Avalon. So two gorgeous cards. And for the world, we've got the universe in Legends, the Giant's Dance. We've got the stone circle here. Lovely. And in the Arthurian Tarot, we have the flowering of Logres. And I believe Logres is the word for that area of Britain at the time that Arthur would have lived had he been a live person. I think there's still debate as to whether there was an actually alive person named Arthur at that time in the 5th century or so, 6th century, but it's possible. We just don't know for sure. But there are the two world cards. Okay, now we're going to move on to the minor arcana. Now first I'll just say generally, let's take a look at the swords. The Arthurian Tarot does not have people in the minor cards, whereas the Legends Tarot does have human figures in the minor cards. So there are people in most of these Legends cards. The Arthurian deck mostly shows the landscape of the country. So here we have the Ace of Swords for both of these decks. Sword Hallow, they call it in the Arthurian deck. And Sword of Strange Hangings in the Legend deck. Two of Swords. We simply call it Sword 2 in the Arthurian deck. In the Legends deck, it's the Knight of Two Swords. We've got the crossed swords up there in the corner. Sword 3. We have a Crumbling Bridge. I think that's just a beautiful card. There's a sword coming down. And in this Three of Swords, see, you've got the little inset box here with 3 swords. And I'm not sure if I'm saying this name correctly, Palomides or Palomides, representing the Three of Swords. Sorrowful figure there. Four of Swords. We've got Sword 4 here, the Resting Knight. We just see a box with a sword on top. And this Four of Swords, we see a couple of pairs of figures there. Iseult of the White Hands, with the inset with the 4 swords. Sword 5, or 5 of Swords, Gawain's Penance for this 5 of Swords. This Sword 5 shows a burning residence there, or burning building. It looks like the rest of the town has already been leveled. So those are the 5 of Swords. Sword 6, we've got the more traditional Rider-Waite kind of sailing. And in the legends we have 6 of Swords. They're in a boat. You can tell that they're sailing, so they're both rather traditional 6 of Sword images. 7 of Swords. This one shows a gentleman trying to pull the sword in the stone. Of course, only Arthur could be successful to do that. And here is this Sword 7. A sword sort of making its way downriver there. 8 of Swords. This sword is sort of isolated in the midst of a marsh. And this 8 of Swords is Guinevere at the stake. Sword 9. We've got heads on a pike here. Heads on a stick. And then this 9 of Swords in the legend deck is the Lily Maid of Astolat. Very dreamy looking card. I really like this card. I think it's just beautiful. All right, 10 of Swords. Now all the 10s in the Arthurian deck show castles, so this is meant to be a castle surrounded by a moat. And the 10 of Swords in the legend deck, Camlan, some sort of a battle they're showing there. Okay, then the court cards for the swords. We've got the Sword Maiden and the Adder in the Legends deck. The Knight of Swords, very traditional both. A knight on horseback. This is Gawain. The Queen of Swords. Both of these are just so beautiful. I love her kitty cat there. I love how she's got her purple robe and the little purple hair fixings there. So coordinated. Morgause. She's got books, a cup. This Sword Queen is also very beautiful. She's just looking at her sword. She looks very sorrowful, which is rather fitting with the traditional image of the Queen of Swords. And here we have the Sword King. And in the Legends deck, that's Mordred, of course, the villain figure. This shows the land in the background, and this has got some land and some trees, but he's also inside of a castle here of some sort, or a building with his dog. So that is the swords. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the spears. Both decks call this suit spears. Spears instead of wands. So this is Spear Hallow, and this is the Ace of Spears, or the Grail Lance. It's all a matter of style, what style you prefer. Here is the Two of Spears. Beautiful landscape here, bird of prey. And here's Bedivere and Kay. Spear 3. Beautiful, beautiful trees. Oh, another thing I like about this Arthurian deck, each suit represents a season. And they're the seasons that I correlate the suit with. So the Spears suit is correlated with summer, so the images are all summery. And the sword suit that we had just looked at, the Arthurian Tarot, the images are mostly meant to look like springtime scenes. Springtime, air. This is Spears, and it represents summer and heat and midday. So I like that. I like having those associations in the tarot. Whereas the Legends deck, there's not so much of a elemental or color correspondences. They're all pretty similar in their color and the style. So here we have the Spear 3, Summery Trees. And this is 3 of Spears, the Horse Fair. I love that collie. 2 very beautiful cards. How could you pick between these decks? They're both wonderful. Here's Spear 4, so we've got the garland. And here we have 4 of Spears, La Côte, Mal, Tail, and Maldition. So it's a celebration of some sort there going on. So, you know, those are both really good 4 of Spears or 4 of Wands. Spear 5. And this one is Pursuit of Igraine, which of course is what Arthur's father here, Uther, went to the castle and pretended to be the husband of Igraine, and that was how Arthur was conceived. That much of the myth I pretty much have committed to memory. A lot of the other stuff I don't really have it down. Spear 5. Spear 5. Spear 6. So we've got a victory over the hill there, and a victorious parade here. The return of Ambrosius. Spear 7, or 7 of Spears. It's got kind of an entrance blocked here. And this has Arch of 12 Kings. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. 8 of Spears or 8 of Wands, which generally represents rapid motion. Here we see a river flowing, which I love that depiction of the 8 of Wands or 8 of Spears. And this 8 of Spears is the White Hart, which is also another cool interpretation of something fast, quick running, swift. 9 of Spears. Kind of an uphill battle. Obstacles in your way. And 10 of Spears. Again, in the Arthurian deck, we've got a castle on the hill. And in the 10 of Spears of the Legend deck, we've got the Green Knight. Here we have the Page or the Spear Maiden. She's got her bird of prey there on her arm. This Page of Spears in the Legend deck is the Hare. I would more associate a rabbit with pentacles, or in this deck stones, but you know, to each their own. I'm sure there's a reason, and I haven't looked in the book to see why we have a hare. Oh, let's just look it up. What the heck? I've got the book right here. Page of Spears. Okay, we're going to look that up because I'm curious. The hare is a totem transformational animal. While it retains some of the attributes of the trickster, such as the playful comedic nature, it has advanced beyond the selfish manner of the primitive trickster phase. The hare represents the stage of intellectual development in which the child becomes conscious of the repercussions of its actions upon the outside world. The hare is a social creature symbolizing an awakening, cultural sense, and enjoyable interaction with the community. So there you have the rationale why we have a hare for the Page of Wands. Here we have the Knights. Spear Knight in the Arthurian deck. Knight of Spears Bedivere in the Legends deck. The Queen of Spears Dindrain. Boy, that's gorgeous. Look at that card. They're both really beautiful, but I really like this Legends Queen here. Look at how gorgeous. And the Spear King, King Pellinor. I love him too. So that is the suit of spears or wands. Now let's look at the suit of cups. And I believe in the Arthurian deck it's called Grails. Grail Hallow, so this would be the Ace of Cups. And this is the Holy Grail, Ace of Cups. Both very stunning, just stunning. This has kind of an electric quality to it. And this is more the flowing, ebb and flow of the tide, the river flowing feel to that card. Here is the Two of Cups, or Grail 2. We've got two birds drinking from the cup. This Two of Cups is Tristram and Isolde. Look at that. Well, it's beautiful. Gives you that real Viking feel to that card. Of course, the Vikings didn't come till a little after this period. Shortly after. Boy, those are both beautiful cards. Just beautiful. Grail 3, or the Three of Cups. Looks like a picnic in the park there. And this Three of Cups in the Legend deck, the Dressing of the Sacred Spring. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maidens there in our Three of Cups card. It's really detailed and beautiful. Anne-Marie Ferguson just really outdid herself on this deck. It's beautiful. Alrighty, and moving on to the Four of Cups, Grail 4. Beautiful, beautiful scene here. Four of Cups, the Fading Fellowship. I think I prefer this representation. I don't see a Four of Cups as representing a fading fellowship. To me, a Four of Cups is more you have plenty, you're very content and satisfied, but you're a little bit bored. So I guess that could be interpreted that way. Here we have Five of Cups, or Grail 5. Beautiful, beautiful ship. And in the Legends deck, Five of Cups is Lancelot and Elaine. So a little bit of a heartbreak story. If I'm not mistaken, there was one Elaine with whom he had a child, and there was another Elaine in another story. They both have different last names. And she died of unrequited love for Lancelot. So I'm assuming that's the one that died of unrequited love that this card represents. Okay, Grail 6, or Six of Cups. Look how stunning that is. Boy, that's beautiful. The flowing water, harmony, peace. And here is another beautiful Six of Cups in the Legends deck. It's called In Ector's Keeping. Very playful, joyous time here. Look at the pup. Very sweet. So that is Six of Cups in these decks. Seven of Cups, we have Grail 7. So kind of looking to see which window you're looking toward, I imagine. This Seven of Cups is the Questing Beast. So Both are cards of a seeker. Lovely. 8 of Cups, or Grail 8. This 8 of Cups in the Legend deck is Chapel Perilous. And this Grail 8 is very beautifully done. Look at the colors of the stones. And these cups or Grail cards in the Legend deck are meant to represent autumn, so the colors are more autumnal. Whereas in the Spears suit we had more of the summer colors. This is more autumnal. Grail 9, or 9 of Cups. The Healing of the Maimed King. And this gives you that feeling of your overflowing cup. Cauldron that's really full and bubbling. That's a cool 9 of Cups, that healing of the king there. Okay, Grail 10, we've got another castle represented in this Arthurian deck. An idyllic home on the seaside. Beautiful trees, the birds. Here is 10 of Cups in the Legend deck. Another pretty nice castle there. Corbenic. I hope I'm saying that right. Corbenic. Alrighty. Then we have the Grail Maiden for the page. I just absolutely adore this card. That is so beautiful. And then the Page of Cups in the Legend deck is a salmon. So both very good pages in both these decks. The Knight of Cups. I love this Grail Knight, because to me also the Suit of Cups is associated with music, poetry, and I love his harp. It shows that he's sort of a dreamer. And here we have Galahad for the Knight of Cups in the Legend deck. Okay. Then the Queen of Cups is Britannia in the Legend deck, the goddess Britannia. And here is the Grail Queen, who is not named, in the Arthurian deck. It looks like her cup is spilling blood, though. So that's sort of a red flag. One would say that's a red flag. I really love the Britannia Queen of Cups. Well, they're both beautiful. Both beautiful. All right, and then the King of Cups in the Legend deck is the Fisher King. And this is Grail King in the Arthurian deck. Then we'll move on to our final suit to compare. This is the suit of, it would traditionally be pentacles or coins or discs. And in these decks, the Arthurian deck calls this suit stones, which holds true to the earthy feel of the suit. And this represents them as being shields, which is sort of similar to discs, I would say. So we've got our stones and our shields. Here is the Ace of Stones, or Stone Hallow. And here is Ace of Shields, Evelok's Shield. I love the green man up here. And we've got the little chess there, chess set. Little gamesmanship going on, I presume. Then we have Stone 2, or Two of Shields. And in the Arthurian deck, now we move to the winter season. This is Castle Pendragon, Two of Shields. There's two figures here on the railing. The stone, too, is just stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Stone 3. Both craftsmen working. Initiatory phase of a job or a business. You've got your tools and you're hard at work there. I love her chest. She's got a chest of her tools for her homespun tunic, it says, for 3 of shields. Alrighty, stone 4. We've got the treasures here, squirreled away under the hill. There's the chessboard again. It's really pretty. Really a beautiful card. Here we have 4 of shields in the Legend Tarot. King Mark. Stone 5. Kind of that stark feeling. Wintry. And 5 of shields, the Wasteland. And we've got figures down here that are, looks like they're needy or wanting. So those are the 5 of pentacles, coins, stones, shields. Here is stone 6, or 6 of shields, is Castle of Maidens in the Legend deck. Look like they're benevolent maidens. Here we have stone 6. I have to apologize for the birds in my yard here. They're really happy. I did a 6 of pentacles move here and I'm feeding the birds, so they've got a lot of seed here and they're congregating and having a good old time. Here is stone 6 in the Arthurian deck. And then we saw the 6 of shields or Castle of Maidens in the Legends deck. Okay, now we're moving on to the 7s. Stone 7. Got a little break in the wall there. A little more work to be done. And this 7 of shields, Castle of Wonders. Stone 8. Looks like a craftsman lives here. He's really an expert. Look at that beautiful carving he's done. Gosh, this is a pretty card. Look at the sunrise or sunset back there, as the case may be. Here is 8 of shields, Wayland. Looks like another accomplished craftsman there. Alrighty, stone 9. I love, love, love. Everybody I've seen that has reviewed this Arthurian deck just absolutely adores this. Stone 9. Just beautiful. The land of plenty where all the animals are living harmoniously. 9 of shields. Ragnell. And I'm not sure what's happening here. I would have to read. Oh, we might as well look at it. I'll let you know what Ragnell is. Why not? Okay, 9 of shields is Ragnell. As her despondent husband gazes into the fire, the loathly lady sheds her skin and emerges as the comely Ragnell. Arthur entered an enchanted land that drained all the courage from his heart and strength from his limbs. The ruler of the kingdom thought to play with his prey and agreed to release Arthur from the spell for 1 year. Within that year, Arthur must find the answer to the riddle, what does a woman want most? If he should fail, he would be condemned to live out his days as a prisoner of the enchanted land. And there's quite a bit more written here. Let's see. So there is a long quite an involved story here. Ragnell told Gawain that given his response, she would now remain his loving and faithful wife both night and day, for he had answered the enchanter's riddle. What does a woman desire most? Her own way. So there you have it. Hey, not just women. Everybody wants their own way. All right, here we have 10 of shields, or 10 of stones. So we have another castle here. Wintry Castle in the Arthurian Tarot. Beautiful. Got the chessboard coming through there again. The wintry snow. And here we have Camelot as representing 10 of shields. And here we have Stone Maiden, or Page of Stones, with their head and a plate there. More heads on a stick theme. Page of Shields, the Badger. So those are the pages for the stones or pentacles or discs. And then the knights. Here is the Stone Knight. He's again got this chessboard type theme there. And here is Bors, Knight of Shields. The Stone Queen. Looks like I got a little extra card there. Here is the Stone Queen and the Queen of Shields. She's actually got the chessboard here playing, and she's got a bird that flew to her. The dead of winter out there, he's undoubtedly looking for food. And here is Igraine as the Queen of Shields. Both really beautiful. And our last card, Stone King. I love his Irish wolfhound there. King of Shields is Uther. So we have Uther and Igraine, which were Arthur's parents, as the King and Queen of Shields. And I did get another card in this legend deck. The White Dragon. So that is my walkthrough, just comparing real quickly both decks to give you a chance to see which one you might prefer. And I hope you enjoyed this quick walkthrough. Take care and have a very nice rest of the day.